There are two hidden benefits of the diet journal, which I've mentioned, but I want to go into a little bit more deeply here. The first is accountability. Accountability is oftentimes treated like it's the worst supervillain out there. People want to avoid accountability at all costs. But in actuality, accountability is the best superpower out there, or one of the best. If you can learn to be accountable to yourself, accountable to a standard you set, you're essentially establishing the life you're going to have just by making an agreement with yourself. You say, I'm only going to eat this thing, or I'm always going to exercise at least this much. Or just with the diet journal, you're saying, I'm just going to track whatever I'm eating. It's a basic step. I'm just going to write down everything I eat. You don't even have to fix it or change it. Just to begin with, I'm going to keep track. I'm going to be honest with myself about what I'm eating. And you can do this with anything. With a diet journal, you're just tracking all the food you're eating. It's basic level accountability. But even basic level accountability is tremendously powerful. There's a certain momentum that's built up in yourself with just being honest, with just being honest about actual feedback, what's actually happening in real life, just documenting that and bearing witness to it, paying attention to it. It's powerful, and most people miss out on it because, again, they're dodging accountability at every turn. So keep a diet journal just to be accountable to yourself. You don't have to share it with anybody else. In fact, I discourage you from sharing it with anybody else unless you have a workout partner or somebody else you're very close to that you trust. And even then, they might not be interested. But if there is someone you have like that is interested, that's someone you could share it with. But with that, it's just an added thing if you want to do it. The real power, again, is accountability, self-honesty. Just being honest with yourself. The second benefit of a diet journal is long-term thinking. When you start writing these things out, particularly over a period of time, and particularly when you're not trying to fix anything at first, you're just documenting what's going on. That is the core of long-term thinking. We're not trying to fix everything today. Today, we're just trying to get clear on what's going on. When you do that, it's the first step. And if you'll do it consistently, it's a critical first step that will establish a baseline which will support you in this area of your life for the rest of your life. Just simply writing these things down in a diet journal is helping you establish a long-term thinking. You could think of it as the deeper parts of the older parts of your brain or your unconscious taking you seriously. Rather than you just saying, oh, I'm going to do this, and then you kind of play at it for a little while and then you fall off. Rather than any of that, you're saying, we're going to do this right. We're going to do it step by step. We're going to make sure we get it correct. And here's where we start. We start with this diet journal. Just the act of writing things down day by day helps you begin to take yourself a little more seriously. I can't stop talking, you've probably noticed, about the power of the diet journal. And it can be as simple as you want it to be. You can just pick a time of day where you write everything down that you ate in the last 24-hour period. That's probably the best way to start. You can, if you want, write down after everything you eat as you're going through the day. I just had a snack, here's what it was. Just had a meal, here's what it was. But if you want to go even simpler than that, and the key is consistency. So however simple you need to start to be consistent, the key is consistency. Sophistication, getting every single thing, getting it perfect, all that comes later, if at all. The key to begin with is consistency. So start playing with that diet journal. Just start writing it down. One time a day is good enough. It will work. One time a day, say, what did I eat over the last 24 hours? Write it all down. Once you get that in place, you can add in calorie counting, carb counting, adjusting your diet, whatever else you want to do. But to get started, just get that diet journal. Write it down. Just be consistent with it every day. I've been Langley. Thank you very much for spending some time with me. We'll talk again soon.